guys. You want to put your hands up? We'll go first to Vahe. Go ahead, Vahe.
Hey, Patrick. By now you've seen plenty of Andy and how he operates, and I'm curious what you think the key to all the success he's had after a bye week has been. Obviously, the playoff bye week is a different thing, but I think some things are probably kind of consistent with that.
Yeah, I think he has a great balance of the amount of time he gives guys off and the amount he gets guys in there to get them moving and prepare for that next week. And then obviously the coaches do a great job of game planning. I'm sure this week they'll game plan like 3 or 4 different teams and try to get a good game plan to the guys early in the week so they can execute it at a high level. And then he goes out there and we do what we usually do, man. And so he just has a great feel for the amount of time he gives guys off and the amount of time he has them in the building.
Let's go next to Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Aaron.
Hey, appreciate the time here. Among the many numbers we've been seeing is most yards ever for a quarterback. I'm just wondering if you have a favorite play from the regular season. I know the playoffs coming up, whatever, but bookending this regular season, if you have a favorite play that stands out to you.
Yeah, my favorite play probably will be the one the Jet down in Denver, just because it was one where I legit did not think I was throwing the ball at all. I was just trying to get the ball in my hands as quickly as possible, and then seeing it on the TV copy of it and seeing how it looked sweet. So that was probably my favorite play of this season so far.
Let's go next to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Patrick, this isn't the first time you've had a playoff bye. I just was curious, how's the best way for you to spend it? I know that the guys will get a day off, but you personally, how do you feel like you most benefit from this week here?
Yeah, the biggest thing for me is obviously you don't know for sure who you're going to play. So what I'll do is I'll watch like a game or two of each team that we have a possibility of playing kind of each day, just kind of get a general sense of the team without being too much of a deep dive. Luckily, 2 of the teams we've already played this year, so I have a general sense of them already. But you do that. I can make sure you stay working out, stay moving around, not just sit on the couch all week. Then when we get ready to go next week, I just try to be prepared and ready to roll. So just a little bit of both. You get off your feet and you rest, but you still move around enough that your body's in a good shape for whenever you get to the first playoff game for us.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Patrick, with so many young guys, so many new receivers, of course, I just wonder from your perspective what you feel like you learned the most about your teammates throughout the course of the season that you think will either prepare you or give you a better edge in the postseason.
Well, I think the way we play football games, I know the guys are willing to fight to the end. I mean, we had a lot of close games this year where we had to step up and guys had to step up in big moments. And even though it doesn't make it easy as a fan watching it, I think it shows that we have guys that will compete at the end of the games and make these plays to win football games. And so you're going to need that in the playoffs. I mean, playoff games, they're rarely more than even one score game. It always comes down to the very end. And luckily that we've been in those games and we have guys that we trust that can go out there and make plays when they count.
Let's go next to Seren Petra. Go ahead, Seren.
Brad, and I'll have a follow-up. Patrick, stat came out today. You're the oldest starting quarterback from the AFC. You're not old, but you're the senior member. I'm wondering, not just, I know you don't feel old at your age, but your life's changed. And it is kind of a different era for you, right? It's not new anymore for you. I'm wondering how it feels right now, if it feels different because of that.
Yeah, I feel like it's changed. I have 2 kids now. I'm married. I'm kind of an old soul. So I am kind of the oldest. I am literally the oldest quarterback in the AFC. It speaks to the talent that we have in the AFC. And the guys that I'm looking around at are going to be there for a long time. So I'll be the old head in the AFC for a while now. And I'll try to use that experience to my advantage.
And then the other one is I'm curious how you feel you're playing. There was maybe some people nitpicking, right? Wins are all that matters. You're the 1 seed. A lot of people talking about the close wins, maybe not covering spreads. Just consider what do you consider the mindset of this team and how well you guys are playing right now headed into the playoffs?
Yeah, I think we're playing well, man. Defense has stepped up, played really good these last few weeks. Offensively, we've had good spurts. Obviously, we feel like we can play even better. I always feel like we can play better as an offense, but we guys, it's coming from everywhere. Kadarius is having big games. Sky's getting involved. Obviously Travis. We have guys everywhere getting involved, making plays happen. And so, like you said, a win's a win. We're worried about winning, not covering spreads. So we'll try to keep that momentum rolling and get a win this week or this next week, actually.
Let's go next to Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sam.
Patrick, just looking back in retrospect over this regular season, how do you think the new group of receivers surrounding you sort of changed the way you operated this year?
Yeah, I think it just changed me in a sense that you get a lot of different personalities, and you have to kind of motivate guys in different types of ways, and keep guys going with the culture and how we do things here, and see the bigger picture. And so for us, I think the biggest thing for me and becoming a better leader was I had to just learn that. I've been with guys I've been with my entire career, and I knew them personally, and so building those relationships with guys off the field and on the field, it helped me become a better leader and a better quarterback every day.
Last two, we'll go Adam and then Matt. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Patrick. I know this is kind of a secondary concern because you're trying to win a Super Bowl, but I was just wondering what another MVP award would mean to you if you get that. And Brad, I'll have a second question as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the MVP award is a special award that if you get it, I mean, you'll cherish that for the rest of your life, and I will for sure. It's something that I think you look back at more at the end of the season or at the end of your career, and you think about those great times that you had. I mean, it's a trophy that symbolizes the team that was around you, and so you think about those memories you have with those guys and how you went to battle with them, and were able to win a lot of football games. And so, like you said, I mean, we're focused on the Super Bowl right now and trying to get there and win it. But obviously, it'll still be a big moment in my life that I'll be able to forever remember.
Yeah, would you maybe have a better appreciation for this one than the last one, given maybe you understand how difficult it is now?
Yeah, no, I definitely joke. I've joked with guys about it before, and I think winning the MVP or winning the Super Bowl again, I'll have a greater appreciation for it. I've been through the trials and the struggles of losing. And that first year, my first year starting, it was fun. I didn't know what was happening. I was just throwing the ball around, and you win the MVP, and I'm like, oh, this is what we do every year. I mean, we win MVPs, we get to the AFC Championship games and win Super Bowls. And now that I've been in the struggle of obviously not winning the MVP, but losing the AFC Championship games, losing Super Bowls, it builds a greater appreciation for the grind and how you have to come every single day to work not knowing that you're going to be at the top at the end of the season. And so we have a mindset that we're going to try to go and win that Super Bowl again, and that award and the MVP award both would be appreciated way more if I was able to get those.
I think Sam had a follow-up, and then we'll go to you, Matt, last. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, yeah, Patrick, I had the same question I asked you just about Coach Reid as well, which is, could you sense whether it be excitement, motivation, knowing that you guys were going to have to be different this year, and just how you saw him approach this year?
I mean, obviously, he approaches every year with the mindset of how can we make every person on the team better. But I think he's built this culture. I mean, regardless, I mean, he knows how to get the best out of every single person in this building. That's why I wasn't worried at the beginning of the year if we were going to be good. And I think I told all y'all, I said, I mean, I've seen Coach Reid go the entire season without throwing a touchdown to a receiver and still winning like 11 games, man. I mean, he knows how to win football games. He knows how to set a culture and get the best out of every single person on his team. And so I knew if I just did what he said and I got the guys to follow along with me, that we were going to win a lot of football games. And now we just want to keep building and try to find a way to get to the Super Bowl.
We'll go last to Matt Derrick. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, and two questions if you don't mind, Brad. But first, Patrick, kind of like Adam asked, you did get the NFL record for total offense in a season this year. Don't things like that still give you a kick? And did you hear from Drew Brees or anybody else about that?
I haven't talked to Drew about it yet. But yeah, it's obviously cool. I got the extra game, so until a couple more seasons are played with that 17th game, I guess I'll have that record. But at the same time, that's stuff you appreciate after your career is over. I mean, stuff you think about after the season, and you look back on it and think about how cool that was. But when you're in season, man, you're just so focused on the next game and the next opponent that you have to just kind of let that stuff kind of go by.
And I know you said after the game Saturday that, the number one seed situation is kind of weird. Now you know that if you and Buffalo make it to the AFC Championship game, they'll be on a neutral field. Was that resolution, you think, fair for you? And, what would be the thoughts of playing a game like that in a neutral site?
Yeah, I mean, nothing was going to be fair for anybody, I don't think. I mean, it's such a situation that we never have encountered before. But at the end of the day, man, I was so happy that DeMar was doing better. And that's the most important stuff. And so him doing better and him being in a better spot, we were ready to do whatever scenario was going to happen. And so if that was neutral site, if that was going there, whatever it was, man, we were just ready to go out there and play. But we have to win our first game first, and so we'll just worry about whoever we play in that first round or first round for us.
Patrick, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.